Thank you for calling the Division of Federal Employees Compensation. If you would like to speak with the assigned claims examiner, press 2. Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality or training purposes. If you are interested in taking a short...
Department of Labor, James Murphy speaking.
Hi, this is Philip Bickle. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Hi, we spoke on Tuesday morning, and
yes,
I was calling because I still am having trouble with the accounts, and I'd like to provide some context. I contacted the pharmacy and let them know that the case had been opened after you told me that, and
right.
They tried to process everything, and they were rejected. And so in that time, I had contacted the company that's the third-party handler and spoke with their employees. I believe it's called Optum.
Are you referring to CNSI, the company that handles our authorizations?
I'm talking about the company on the card that I was issued.
Okay.
Which is called Optum, OPTUM.
Yes, they did. Right, they just issued. Right, they just issued cards to our claimants. That is new. The inception of it was about 2-3 months ago.
Yeah. So, at their place of business, they could see that it indicated that my case was open. However, they also told me I needed to contact you because for some reason, it was still being rejected when they were trying to process this, and they indicated that I guess there was something else that needed to be done on that side. And I know from the time frame that this occurred that when you opened the case, I could see it online within the same day. However, at Optum, it took until the midnight past that so that they could actually see it on Wednesday, and that's when they were finally able to see that it was open because they couldn't see it at all yesterday.
There's usually a few hours or sometimes even a 24-hour period where there's a lull between a case being reopened and so forth. So again, I want to stress I'm a claim examiner. I'm not trained to be a coder or a bill payer. First of all, is there a script by your doctor? Has your doctor been providing a rationale and a script for the medication?
He's been doing that for the last 6 years.
Okay, but I mean, there still has to be an update of the script every now and then. I can't remember the exact period, but there has to be a rationale for the continuation of medication.
The rationale was also included in the second opinion filed by Dr. Wei Chin in January of 2020, where he indicates in the very last page that I have permanent damage to the tendons. I have tendinosis, and that he indicated that palliative care, in his opinion, was necessary because what he was provided, he did not see that there had been functional gains in physical therapy. But this is a separate issue. He hadn't seen that, but he also wasn't provided the files that would allow him to see the functional gains that I have made. He was provided a subset of the files, and those files were files that didn't include commentary like from the orthopedic surgeon that I saw every 6 weeks for 2 years, 2.5 years. That orthopedic surgeon indicated the nature of what was going on and how I was making functional gains at physical therapy. His reports were not given to that second opinion doctor. So that second opinion doctor, at least as far as the physical therapy aspect goes, he would have had a different opinion if he had been provided that evidence. But, no evidence, he can't make the decision.
Okay, yeah,
But
right.
the
I mean, as I said,
medication-
the report I thought was, and I don't blame the doctor, I blame the initial claim examiner. The questions were very poor, so they're very generalized. But let's get back. Did you have any trouble with your billing before?
I could always
With
go.
the prescriptions?
I never had any problem, none whatsoever. They were always authorized. I could go. I could get my prescriptions filled the same day, no issues ever. And now, again, since the case had been closed and since it had been reopened, they're not getting any authorizations. So, they.
Okay, yeah. Any prescription does have to be formally sent over to CNSI. That's the company. Again, I'm not trained to be. I'm a claim examiner. I'm not trained to be with coding. How to deal specifically with bills that come in as requiring medication. The way, correct me if I'm wrong, but you indicated they sent in the request almost within a few hours of our conversation the other day. Have them resubmitted, hopefully by that.
That was the first time. I've had them try 4 times since then, and they're pretty pissed off at me because I told them the day that you opened the case that it was open because I could see it myself, and I was under the assumption that my prescriptions would be able to go through and be cleared at this point because the case is open. That was on Tuesday, and the problem being Optum, their system was not in sync with your system until Wednesday. On Wednesday,
right. Okay.
They were in sync with you. However, the 2 times in the morning and then later in the afternoon when the pharmacy tried to submit it, the worker at Optum actually that I was dealing with, John, actually indicated that he saw that there was an error and he had to escalate the issue to try to figure out what was going on. So he contacted Costco directly, and after he communicated with them, he contacted me back and indicated that the problem was there at OWCP because on their end, again, they could see the case is open, but it wasn't being authorized at OWCP. So, are you personally denying
Here's what I want
me?
you to do. Yes, sir. Here's what I want you to do. Can you please have this individual give me a call today or tomorrow? That way I can document the evidence. I'm going to have to go to Washington, D.C. I can do it by way of email to see what the specific problem is. Again, you are correct. They just offered a card to our injured employees or injured claimants, within the last 2 or 3 months. I'm going to need specifics from this pharmacy. I think it's a pharmacy, and I just need the specifics. Hopefully the situation can arise, but again, I'm not trained. I want to get this information. That way I can forward it over, and we can get the situation back on track so we can get you your medications.
So will you clarify then, have you been receiving these and reviewing them and denying them?
No.
So you haven't
I have not come across your. I have not come across your. I did. We go into a screen. CNSI is a company that we deal with when it comes to pharmacy or to say physical therapy approvals, injections, what have you. I did not come across your name today.
Can you clarify?
I would have recognized your name.
Can you clarify where they fit in the chain of this? Because the chain, as I understand it, is the pharmacy.
Sir, again,
Optum
can you please? Have the contact at the pharmacy. Give me a phone call. I want to hear from he or she as to what specifically is going wrong. That way I can document it, and then I could forward it over by email. Outside of that, sir, like I said, I'm a claim examiner. I'm not trained for the specifics as to what is going wrong with these pharmacy inquiries. So I do need that information. If you can provide the phone number, obviously provide your claim number, have that individual give me a phone call. I know you're calling from Hawaii. It's still early in the morning. That way I can document
I'm actually
everything.
perfectly fine at this point, and I actually needed a clarification on another issue separate from this once we're finished with this. But for clarification purposes, where does the CNSI fit in the chain of command? Because
CNSI is beginning about 15 years ago. What used to be done.
I don't need to know the history. I don't need to know the history. Who?
Well, I'm giving you the history. You asked me a question. I'm giving you the history.
Stop.
15,
You're being
keep quiet.
Stop.
Sir. I told you what to
I'm
have a
recording
good
this.
day.
I'm recording this.